Moalboal keeps coming up as one of the best beach stops in the Philippines. We went to find out why. Diving, where to stay, where to eat, the best sunsets, and our honest take on whether Moalboal is worth the long trip. This is Philippines, and this is Trailblazing Adventures. I hadn't dived in a while. Moalboal and its Sardine run were reason enough to get back in the water. Moalboal has no shortage of well-rated dive shops. I went with ocean passion, and my instructor, Rodrigo, turned out to be one of the best dive masters I've had anywhere.
And this is Rodrigo from Ocean Passion.
The main event is the Sardine Run, and it starts right off Panagsama Beach. No boat, no tour package. You walk into the water and they're there. Millions of sardines, a few meters from shore year-round. From below, on scuba, the shoal shifts and folds around you, moving like somebody is directing them with a baton, a director you imagine but never see. Typhoon advisories kept us off boats during my stay. Pescador Island will have to wait for another trip, so we stayed close to shore and headed to Talisay Point, a wall dive between 5 and 15 meters. Straightforward, no current, and the turtles here are the story. The coral has taken a beating from recent typhoons and it shows, but the fish life more than covers for it. A lionfish hiding, a clownfish and its anemone, its home, shelter, an entire world. Colorful starfish and enough reef activity to keep you entertained underwater. More Philippines videos coming. Hit that subscribe button not to miss the next ones. Pagnasama is the heart of Moalboal, where the hotels, dive shops, bars and restaurants concentrate. The beach itself is narrow and rocky. But this is where the sardines are. From the shore, you can see the snorkelers, and on a good day, there are a lot of them. Most will see the sardines from the surface. Confident swimmers and free divers get the better deal. The deeper you go, the more of it you see. And at the end of the day, Chili Bar is where you want to be, right on the water. Cold San Miguel and one of the better sunsets in Moalboal. Mornings, I ended up at the West Coast Cafe. Good lattes, a tasty omelette, and the right way to start the day. The corner of Panagsama and Tubili Road is the center of everything. Bars, restaurants, all within reach. If you want to be close to the action, you want to be within walking distance of that corner. I stay at the Dolce Vita, close enough to everything, far enough from the noise at night. A one-bedroom cottage, good air conditioning, solid water pressure, and a very nice pool. great value at $30 a day, we will be back. If you want the beach, jump on a tricycle and head to White Beach, about 20 minutes from Panagsama. We never get tired of tricycles in Southeast Asia.
Ready for an adventure?
And when picking a tricycle, model and comfort are always secondary to getting a driver with a good personality. It is the perfect way to visit the place outside the main tourist drag.
Picture, okay?
The beach is pleasant. White sand, open water, good views across the strait. Services are limited, and honestly, it could be cleaner. Take note, the rocks at the shoreline are sharp. Water shoes are not optional here. Stay into the late afternoon and enjoy the show with fellow travelers. The area around White Beach is the second place to base yourself in Moalboal. Quieter, more resort-like, a different atmosphere entirely from Panagsama. Dining and nightlife outside your resort are non-existent, but if you want to slow down, this is what you want to be. I visited Blue Orchid and had lunch there. The food was very good. The owner, Michael, an expat who has run the place for years, showed me around. The rooms have extraordinary views. The pool and lounge areas are inviting, and it sits right on the water. If you have a special location to mark, this is the place. A short drive past White Beach, you reach Mushroom Rock. The formation is interesting, worth a look if you're passing through. At low tide, the beach around is muddy and unattractive. It probably reads better from a boat. And now for the honest take we promised at the start. Moalboal underwater is extraordinary, and we only saw a fraction of it due to a typhoon advisory. The Sardine run along is a bucket list moment for any diver. Add the warmth of the Filipino people, a cold San Miguel at sunset, and I'm happy I decided to make the trip. Typhoon Odette hit Pagnasama hard in 2021. The reconstruction that followed is a patchwork of unattractive buildings and a significant encroachment on what little shoreline there was. Locals will tell you the usual story: limited resources, no administrative oversight, property owners looking for a quick return, with no thought for the long term. The common areas and beaches reflect that. Moalboal has real potential, and the poor development does it a disservice. I love dogs. Packs of strays fighting for food on the beach, scavenging through garbage bags, it breaks your heart. It is also a serious public health issue. I have traveled across Southeast Asia, and this is out of control even by regional standards. And it is not inevitable. In Bigan and Laoag, I hardly saw a stray. This is a policy failure, and it's fixable. Here is what I found and witnessed. Every travel, in the end, looks for something different. Moalboal made my list, and I enjoyed it. But it is not for everyone. If you want a pink sand beach with hardly a tourist inside, here is my video on Santa Cruz Island in Zamboanga. As always, happy travels.